everybody, Marcel Martens again. Welcome back to the Cloud Secrets podcast. First we get the theme song and then I'll talk about why you need to stop trading your time for money.
So the big question is this: how do you become the cloud expert in your area without having to make any investments in hardware and software? Who provides customers with a secure cloud foundation? How do you start in a way that lets you offer your products and services and start making money straight from the beginning? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Marcel Martens, and welcome to Cloud Secrets.
So today's episode is all about why you need to stop trading your time for money. Back in 2008, when I started my business, it was my first like assignment for myself to be able to stop trading my time for money. And it took me a while because first I needed to build all kinds of services, but as you can understand, you can only make so much money as you have time available, and you can't divide yourself in two to be able to serve two customers at the same time, especially with complex projects. It's undoable, and I don't even think you should want it. So when I started in 2008, I first was it was my first failure as an entrepreneur, and let me share you that story because I think you can all learn from it. At that time, I was working for a big company, doing international projects and migrating all kinds of big companies, enterprise companies, to Citrix and to the cloud. The presence, I don't know what came before cloud. We used Citrix at the time to give all the employees server-based computing so they could work on any station, anywhere on the planet, on any device. And at that time, my challenges were gone at the company. So I asked, okay, can you give me a new challenge, or can you move me to a different division? But no, every time they told me no possibilities, no options, nothing. So I told to my boss, okay, then I will start looking for something else because I need a challenge. I'm not here to do the same thing for the rest of my life. So after, I don't know, maybe half a year, I run into my old boss, and I had a conversation with him, and he was asking me, are you ready for a new challenge? And I was looking at him like, okay, what do you have in mind? Because I left your company because also the challenges were too small, or we eventually could take over the company, but it was in the middle of a crisis, so I bought my first apartment, so I didn't want to have any financial risks. I just want to be able to pay my my mortgage and stuff, and so I didn't have to worry about money and all that thing. So. And he asked me, okay, are you ready for a new adventure? And I said, okay, but what do you have in mind? Because I didn't leave your company for nothing. I said, no, it's with my companion, and he has he's a cloud service provider, and we could use your skills. So, full with faith, as naive as I was back in the day, I went to the Chamber of Commerce, get a number and get my tax set up, and I started working for this guy who screwed me over big time, by the way. So I built an international cloud platform for his company to sell in entire Europe. So it was completely multilingual. All features and everything you could think of were included. So at the end of I built like a half a year on it to make the designs and make all the preparations and installations. And I also had a team with IT guys who helped me install and set up all solutions that were, no, not solutions. Like, you think of Exchange, think of Citrix, think of file servers, think of database servers, think of application services, NetScalers, load balancers, everything you can think of. We had it totally set up and scripted so we could automate the rollout of users, which was pretty far-fetched at that time. It was, well, I think we were like the first one in 2008 who were doing it that way. But that said, I said, okay, he was going to give me stocks of his company, of shares of his company, in trade for my time. So at the end of the year, I said, okay, let's go to the, I don't know what you call it in English. Here you call it notaris, where you can exchange your shares and make it all legal and well, effective. And he said, shares? What are you talking about? Well, I said beep, 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 beep. A lot of words I can't say here. And it was also one of my last days there. I sent him my last invoice for some hours I've worked for a customer of his. I took my losses and, well, started working further on my own. But at that time, I was living off my wife's salary, who was paying my apartment, who was paying our groceries, who was paying my insurances, everything, because I didn't have anything left. All my money was gone in the half a year that I was working for this guy. Learned a lot though, but it was a pretty expensive lesson. And so I need to do what I was good at, and that was start working as a freelancer to make quick cash. You know, we always had our minds and our vision on services, so we could stop trading time for money. So the first year, 2009, I did a lot of consult working, a lot of design work, all freelance. So I make a ton of money, and all that money, well, I paid my mortgage, of course, but the rest of the money, we all put it back into hardware and software. And since then, I didn't really never traded my time for money again. It was also always combined with services. And if you have the focus on services, like for example, we were selling like these remote desktops, which included Office, the file exchange with their email. So basically, basically a workplace in the cloud. And we would sell it for like 75 euros a month, excluding VAT, excluding taxes. But if I could set up a customer with like 50 employees, well, the first time project, the migration, that's a project based on time which we can send them an invoice for. But afterwards, the 50 users times 75 euros a month, they just keep counting in and coming in every single month. And yes, of course, I need to do some support, but that's what I mean with stop trading time for money. And that way, if you can scale your business pretty rapidly, if you have a good sales team or are good at sales yourself. At that time, we had like 800 users or something, I don't know. So we were scaling pretty big. And that's when you get time and resources available to do other things. Because you're not longer trading your time for money. And doing so, you can hire your staff, your service desk, your engineers, your everything you need to get yourself out of the day-to-day. So you can focus on new projects, new revenue-generating items, bringing in new customers, doing marketing, doing whatever you want to do, because the recurring revenue keeps coming in. And my focus, it has been my focus from day one that I started as a business owner or an entrepreneur, to eliminate my time in the equation. If a business depends on your time or the availability of your time, I think that's the biggest mistake an entrepreneur can make, because then you can also you can only make so much money as you have time available. And yes, of course, you can increase your hour rates, but at the end, you still need to work every single hour to get paid. And while if you go into services, or cloud service in this case, you even keep earning money while you're at sleep or on holiday, or sometimes you are ill for a week or sick or end up in the hospital. I don't know. The revenue keeps coming in, so you can pay your bills at any time. And when you set up your support team, even when you are like on a 3-week holiday, no problem. The business continuity is never ever a problem, because you've got your employees who take care of the customer at that time. So that's what I would wanted to share with you. For me, it's always been a focus, as I told. I hope I inspire you to make it your focus as well, especially if you join the Cloud Secrets program. It's all based on providing services and not, well, the first time migration as a project. Of course, it's nice to have some quick cash, but in the end, it's only, to me, the only thing that matters is that I will end up with a customer that will stick with me for at least 10 years. And I can earn money every single month without having to do anything after the initial setup. Okay, if you like this, please leave a review and rate this on iTunes. I would like all IT guys in the world to start following me, or who at least would like to start for themselves or become an entrepreneur. And on iTunes, you can only get a high probability that you'll be found if you got high rating. So please rate and subscribe, and I'll hope to see you next time. Thanks for joining. Bye bye, Marcel Martens.
If you're just starting out, you're probably studying a lot. That's good. You're probably geeking out on all the strategies also, right? That's also good. But the hardest part is figuring out what the market wants to buy and how you can implement it in a way that always gives you the same result, right? That's what I struggled with for a while, until I learned the formula. So I created a special mastermind called CloudMind to get you on track with the right services. And more importantly, the right tools to migrate your customers in a way that guarantees success every single time. Wanna come? There are small groups on purpose, so I can answer your direct questions in person. You can hold your spot by going to cloud-secrets.com/cloudmind. Again, that's cloud-secrets.com/cloudmind.